Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Almost 4 years ago, in 2020, I published some videos where I predicted that President Donald Trump would serve a second term in the White House. I'm not going to repeat all the details that went into this prediction. If you're interested, you can check out my videos from before and after the election of 2020. Our sages have passed down to us a tradition that at the end of days, the representative of Esav will approach the Jewish Messiah, who will reign from Jerusalem. And with humility and penance, he will return all the riches that Esav and his offshoots plundered from the Jews over the course of our long and bitter exile. As I reasoned in those videos of 2020, it made no sense that this incredible honor of participating with the Jewish Messiah in the building of the Holy Temple and the establishment of God's kingdom on earth should be given to someone who is undeserving, to someone who represented the ugly side of America, which has been engaged in undermining the security and safety of the Jews who have returned to their ancestral homeland since day one, when the state was established in 1948. President Donald Trump was the first American president who stood up in defiance to the entrenched and endemic anti-Israel attitude of all previous U.S. administrations towards our presence in the Holy Land, an attitude that was in place for the past 70 years. Only he or somebody like him would be the person who deserves this great honor of representing Western society and fulfilling the prophecy uttered to our matriarch Rebecca, the elder one will serve the younger one. At that time in 2020, I was hoping that this prophecy would be fulfilled sooner rather than later. But those hopes did not materialize. Apparently, Western society, led by the United States, had to go through further degradation and humiliation under the lowly and weak Biden administration before goodness could emerge from the ashes of the failed American dream. Biden's incredible incompetence and intellectual decay is but a symbol of the total obliteration of the fourth beast envisioned by Daniel some 2,500 years ago. Biden's replacement was someone whose only qualifications are her gender, her skin color, and the birthplaces of her parents, further underscores the complete decomposition of the fourth beast. And apparently, for some incomprehensible reason, the Jews had to suffer the terrible consequences of another 4 years of a deeply anti-Israel American establishment who have emboldened, financed, and even encouraged the thoroughly wicked Iranian axis of pure sadistic evil, who are now at the cusp of attaining nuclear capabilities. But now we are about to move on to the next phase. Thank God. We have no prophecy today. God does not articulate his plans through the mouths of human beings, but he has other ways of communicating. I'm no prophet, and I could be wrong, but it seems obvious to me that on Shabbat, July 13th, in Butler, Pennsylvania, and in front of the eyes of the entire world, God's voice was heard loud and clear to anyone whose ears were open, and he chose the second non-Jewish Messiah, not to redeem the world. That job is reserved for the Jewish Messiah, who is a direct descendant of King David and his son Solomon. But like the first non-Jewish Messiah, Cyrus, who was chosen to assist the Jews in reestablishing themselves in the land of Israel after their 70-year exile in Babylon, the current non-Jewish Messiah was chosen to be of service to the Jewish people and the Jewish Messiah. President Trump's right ear was grazed in a symbolic gesture of Exodus 21:6, where the Torah states that a servant who wants to remain with his master needs to have his right ear pierced. Trump was designated as God's servant and anointed one, just like Cyrus the Great almost 2,400 years ago.